David with EV World News. We're talking about electric vehicles, green energy, and the stock markets. And I'm back today on a Friday with our resident engineer, Mike Herzog. How's it going today, Mike?
I'm doing great, David, but I keep looking. The clouds are like rolling through and changing my lighting and doing all of that. So if I get real dark or real bright or something like that.
You know, it's funny. We had a kind of a hot May, or I guess it wasn't super hot. We had a couple 90-degree days in May. I don't think we've had one in June yet.
I don't know if we
have.
have.
It's the 19th, and I don't think
beautiful, just absolutely beautiful.
We've had a really nice summer so far, where it's like not a big deal to be outside. Certainly not going to get heat stroke outside or anything like that. It's been quite nice.
Not to go on the typical Nebraska weather tangent, but God, did you see Houston in that area? They're having feels like temperatures above 120. They're kind of worried there's a magic number of 129 degrees where it's like our bodies don't know how to fight it.
I played my freshman year of college tennis in Houston, and it would be, and I had moved there from North Dakota. Okay, so I wasn't used to warm weather, and we're in like September and October, and there's a bank across the street, and it's reading like 102, 104 on September and October in the afternoon.
Yeah,
at night.
And I'm sure the air is so thick you could put a chunk of it out.
Super humid. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times people broke a racket serving because the racket went flying out of their hand and cracked on the court.
You couldn't hold on to it.
Couldn't hold on to it anymore. It was really bad. I mean, you were so sweaty. It was pretty ridiculous. I was in great shape though. No. That's amazing for a year. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Actually, I would recommend it as a place to go train if it weren't for the air quality. The air quality is terrible in Houston with all the oil refineries.
The refineries right there, and everything just kind of hangs there.
Yeah,
big storm to clear it out.
It's not clean energy down there. We'll tell you. We may have a lot of clean energy in Texas, but it's not in Houston.
Not in Houston.
Yeah. So, anyways, I was showing Mike. There's this company called Morris Commercial bringing a retro commercial van. And it's really kind of cool. So I want to share screen on this because this is really a throwback to the 1940s. And I don't really have much in the way of specs or anything on this, but just it's such a unique look. Yeah. We have the Volkswagen ID Buzz, and in fact, the ID Buzz is kind of done in the same color pattern, right?
Yeah.
Around town,
pastels and
Yeah,
I don't know. I like it. It's good. It's got a good retro feel, like PT Cruiser when those came out 20 years ago or whenever it was. Just kind of a different feel to it. Like I like it. I'm glad people are doing that.
Looking for any stats. It's got a 1-ton payload capacity. They're targeting it for 2028 full-scale production. Not sure if this is coming to the U.S. It would be. I think that would be really awesome, though. To see something like that.
Yeah, to see one of those driving down the street, you turn heads.
Delivering Charles chips. Did you ever have Charles chips here in Nebraska? No, it used to be this thing where you get these big metal cans of potato chips delivered.
Oh no, I don't remember.
It was always in a van like that, kind of like the UPS and FedEx vans.
Nah, we just had Schwann's. I think it was the Schwann's. Something similar to that.
I'm familiar with Schwann's. Yeah, but anyways, let's move on to our usual. Let me see. We'll cover a little bit. Robotaxi actually launched a week ago today in Austin, going completely driverless. It's not very big. It's 10 Model Ys operating, but they're doing 4,500 tests per month to get data to see how that works. So far, they're running incident free.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's pretty decent. You'd think somebody would have just rammed one
on purpose. Yeah.
You just never know. All right. So, Elon Musk a couple of years ago talked about how I think he paid like 11 billion in federal income taxes, and it was the most any person had ever paid before.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, Musk exercises $116 billion in Tesla stock options. Okay. So he sold off 303 million stock options from his controversial 2018 pay package at a strike price of $23.34. Well, let's see where Tesla's at on the scale today. Well, anyways, he sold them at 404. His price options was 23. He sold them at 404, resulting in approximately 116 billion in paper gains. He used a net share settlement method, with Tesla withholding an additional 17 million shares to cover exercise costs, requiring no out of payment. So they're $100.49. So he claimed 303 million shares at that. It improves his voting power in Tesla and comes amid speculation about a potential Tesla-SpaceX merger following SpaceX's recent IPO. Yeah, that's just speculation. I've not really seen anybody discussing this.
Okay.
But, there's people like, will this be the next thing he'll merge together? It might solve some issues for him, but I kind of doubt. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's a coin flip whether that happens or not.
Yeah,
right?
I have no idea. I'm smiling because we just get so numb to these big numbers anymore.
I know. Well,
16
he didn't just become a trillionaire last week. Yeah. He jumped to like 1.4 trillion because the SpaceX just kept going up.
It keeps. What's it at right now? Is it
let me check. We probably should add it to the ticker because I suspect I'll be talking about it a lot. It's at 185. It went live at 185.
Really?
Yeah, wow. So it's up $50 over.
Well, I remember it was what was like 60 when we were looking the day it went live. We were doing the show.
It was funny when it actually went live. I was on a conference call with some people. I was sitting there watching this go from 135 all the way to like 165 the first day. Yeah. So the IPO, was talking about being the biggest IPO in history at 1.75 trillion. It's currently worth 2.43 trillion.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing.
It's staggering because I see it all the time in the power industry too, like the data centers and the type of load. And we just throw these numbers around like, oh yeah, just $116 billion. My God, like that is just unfathomably large.
It's just money, man. It's just money.
It's paper money. Or it's not even paper, it's electronic money at this point. It's just numbers on a spreadsheet, but still.
I have a new friend who he is CFO of a company with a lot of cash. And I kind of in my mind like to think that I don't know, everything from there's a big building somewhere between 72nd and about 100th north of Dodge that holds all these billions of dollars of cash and in nickels. It's all in coins, right? And he has to go in there as part of his job and count it on Saturdays. So it's just it's kind of funny. It's like one of the local companies hired a new executive, and he just moved here like 2 weeks ago, and I've gotten to be friends with him, and because he plays tennis. So I played tennis with him like 3 times since he moved here already in 2 weeks. So
go count the nickels, put them in nice little stacks.
I got to work on Saturday morning, and I go, what are you going to do? Answer the phones, But I like to imagine that that's what he does. He goes in there and he counts all that money that they've got.
Yeah, count the nickels, right? And the dollars to take care of themselves.
It's ridiculous numbers like this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who it is, but it's just ridiculous numbers like this. But it is kind of crazy to just look at. It's like, how can it be that much? It's like us talking in energy and gigawatts.
It's just casually. Oh, it's going to be the size of a 1 million person community in one building.
Yeah.
Wow. Or the demand of that. It's just, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah. You need the wires. I know every time I've looked at doing a certain project down in Florida and I'm using AI, it keeps saying, hey, a big thing you might want to check here is see if there's some energy infrastructure, you need 3-phase wiring for this project you're doing and all this. And it's like, dude, we own a steel mill. We have a steel mill on the site.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 3-phase electricity. We have the most. I mean, it's an old steel mill. It's not used as that anymore. Mm-hmm. It's like we've got energy, and I don't know what it is, but I tell you, we've got it.
Those used to be like we had one here in town, right on Saddle Creek in Leavenworth. There's old Omaha Steel right there, and that used to be the big load. I mean, that used to be like, okay, we need 20 megawatts. Oh my God, because they have an arc furnace and it needs to be dedicated and protected. And now it's like, yeah, you can go stick that anywhere. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, we talked. My buddy was talking about doing Bitcoin mining out of the out of some of the extra space there, and it's like, well, we got the energy infrastructure for it.
Yeah,
you're not gonna have to run any transformers. It's just kind of crazy because it actually is an ideal location for a data center because it already has all that infrastructure. But we're looking at crushing rocks, or not crushing rocks, we're bringing in crushed rock for roads.
That's, you know what, that's okay. I appreciate a good old like tangible project anymore. Not just a day. What do you guys do? It's a data set. What do you?
It's running rocks on trains. It's like AI is not going to easily disrupt.
No, that business isn't going. At some point, somebody needs to move the rocks.
But I was telling Bill, I've actually reached out to somebody we've had on the show before to talk about buying some electric tractors from them.
Oh, cool. For like unloading and loading trucks or trains.
Yeah. Well, we don't have the trains would automatically dump the rock onto conveyors, and the conveyors will run everything into the bins where the stuff is. But we're talking a mile of trains, a mile-long train every 4 days.
Yeah.
Of nothing but granite aggregate and dumping it, and then we'd use electric front-end loaders to load the trucks. We could load a tractor trailer with a special, the side dumper ones you see.
Yeah.
We could load one of those about every 5 minutes and get it weighed and get it out of the yard.
And be moving them in and out.
But we'd use all electric equipment on the site. We'd use multiple ones, and we're looking at putting in probably a megawatt of solar.
That'd cover all of that.
Storage. Anyways, on the roof of the steel mill. And so we'd use that to power everything. It'd be like make it super economical to.
Well, and that's the whole point of what we talk about is like those type of applications. It's electric vehicles. It's not just passenger cars or Amazon transport vans. It's this, and especially if you're designing it that way from the ground up, like that. The numbers are there. It makes sense. Yeah, we're going to be in operation for 10 to 15 years minimum. We know that. Ground up. Easy decision if it works out.
Well, and then, we don't have to worry about trucking in fuel to fuel the things, right?
Yeah, it's all powered there. It's local. It's cheap. It's insulated if you have solar on it from rising costs. Like, it's a good deal.
Well, the other thing is, and our customers will be bringing their trucks, but it's an ideal situation for Tesla semis. That's like a 45-minute to hour drive, little idling time. It'd be really heavy loads, but it's already been proven that the Tesla semis can handle really heavy loads. They can haul them a few hundred miles. They could pretty much go to anywhere in Florida and drive back without charging.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's awesome to see. Kind of like just the test case of all this. Like, what if we're going to power it by solar? All the local loaders and unloaders are going to be electric, and now we're going to do medium range transport.
And we could even, while the trucks are waiting in line to be loaded, we could set up charging them while they're sitting there in line, or some 100%. Kind of battery swap technology.
And those are the ones where it's, hey, from the ground up, like day one, if you're designing it with that in mind, like that, I think you could do some really neat things with that.
I had a call with some guys that do solar energy farms in South Africa a couple days ago, and they're also connected to a group that does battery swaps in South Africa for garbage trucks.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like that's a perfect application for battery swap.
Yeah.
Right. And just like we looked at those, what was it, cement mixers in China, and the cement mixers were doing battery swaps.
Battery swaps.
It's ideal use of electric, and the it's not just the energy saved. It's the lack of, a lot of parts you need in the vehicle, the lack of maintenance you have to do on the vehicle.
Yeah, wear and tear. I mean, it's all of the things like add up. And well, when you're running an industrial operation like that, I mean, 0.5%, on your bottom line of efficiency and improvement and things like that over, a 25-year lifespan, whatever that thing is, like, it adds up. Like, those are really, really good improvements.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm just saying, I'm looking at, I've been doing this show for a few years. I'm looking now in various things I'm working in. And it's like, oh, now it's time to start, buying certain of these vehicles.
That's what's cool about paying attention to this. Like you've made me pay attention to it a lot more than I had. I just did the interconnection stuff, but the actual trends in the market and the stuff we've been talking about for years, it's here. Like, it's not just well, we saw a fun little delivery van right there, and okay, that'll be in a couple years. But from a practicality standpoint, around the world, like, these things are being used. It's happening today. People are implementing this stuff. This is not theory. This is not a one-off application. This is a legit option for all of these projects.
It may not be happening here in Nebraska yet.
No,
but it's happening, and I'm just, I'm looking at the single part of it is there's like a big grant, and so Florida desperately needs this rock to build roads, and the part of it is I'm like, hey, we're going to clean this up, so we're going to have, it's not going to truly be a zero carbon footprint distribution facility, but it's going to be damn close because we're not going to be using any gas powered vehicles.
Yeah.
Okay. The conveyors are electric. We have solar to power that. We have battery storage. We're still hooked to the grid, because we have to have 100% uptime, but actually we don't have to have 100% uptime because we're not going to be open 24 hours.
Yeah, you're not going to be open 24 hours. But I know it's like when you're in operation that it better be running. You better.
But I'm talking about this and I'm like, man, maybe we could rent or maybe we could provide some of the delivery trucks and expand and build a fleet of electric trucks operating out of there, because that electric trucking should be much cheaper than gas trucking. Then we already have the energy infrastructure to charge all these trucks.
Yeah.
Although we could exceed it, but I'm just saying we have the capability.
I think you would be fine. I think if you really looked at those numbers in pence compared to what a steel mill was using, if you have that infrastructure, charging a couple of semis, a couple of tractor trailers, you're fine. You're fine.
Our fear was always spiking onto the grid, with massive power poles. But in truth, our battery storage, we'd be charging them all from the BESS system. So the battery, and when I'm talking, for those of you who don't know, a BESS system is a battery electric storage system. And it's a size of a shipping container. Let's say we all have a shipping container of batteries, and it will discharge through the EV charging system to the tractors and prospectively into electric trucks. And it'd be coming from our solar, and we have 60 acres. We could expand our solar.
Oh yeah.
So we actually figured because we were just doing a rooftop and carport solar, we could produce about 10 megawatts.
Yeah,
that's a lot of
energy. Gonna need. Yeah, that's a big
lot of energy. We could be charging a lot of trucks.
Yeah.
Right? So,
well, I'm excited about that because it's all of those little pieces coming together, and it's actual. I can put a number on this. I know what it costs. I can do the operational count. Like it's available today, and you can actually run out what that would look like.
It's exciting stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's wild to think about. In fact, my partner owned the first Model X in Florida.
Dang. So yeah, he's on board.
Yeah.
I hope that these conversations are happening outside of somebody that does a podcast on EVs, or at least, so you know what I mean. Somebody's at least bringing this up in a bunch of upfront discussions.
Put one in every city for 300 billion. Put one of what? I'm not sure. An EV? No, I'm not sure what he meant. We could put one.
I get charged like some of those big old plants and do something like that. But
yeah, but it's interesting kind of to see where some of this has been going.
Yeah, no, it's that's like I said, I'm legitimately excited about that because that's actual. We're gonna try it. Oh, truckers. Yeah.
All right. So Rivian had an exciting R2 launch on June 17th. Now they're laying off hundreds of people.
Oh, that's
they laid off 2% of its workforce, about 300 people from sales, marketing, and customer service teams. Oh, well, they're not in manufacturing, just 1 week after beginning R2 deliveries. The R2 performance model debut disappointed investors with shares falling 7% as the price point remains too high. It's at about $58,000 for the performance, too high for mass market appeal. The standard $45,000 version doesn't come out till next year.
Okay. Oh, I would say even anymore though, even 58,000 is not ridiculous for a nice new vehicle. I mean, cars are just so much more expensive. I don't know. I get it, but on the same hand, I don't know. I'm also pretty biased about that too, because the Rivian seem to be the car du jour in my neighborhood. I bet there's 7 or 8 of them driving around the neighborhood. Yeah, and it's more, a new one every week or something like that. Like we'll go to the swim meet, and everybody from the neighborhood pulls up and God, there's like 4 Rivians, within 10 parking spots right there. So I see them a lot. So I think like, oh my God, Rivian's just going gangbusters. But
it's funny. Have you seen any lift kits on them yet?
I haven't.
I've seen pictures of ones with lift kits out in the wild. Okay, so what Owen was talking about, the truck charging station, to put one in every city for 300 billion. Well, in my situation, we don't need even the 2 main tractors, front end loaders, would each have a 432 kilowatt hour battery pack. Okay, which will run. I don't know with the granite aggregate if it really can pull an actual 9-hour duty, but we have 2 of them. We only need 1 operating at a time. And so everything on our system is redundant, because if it's not redundant and we're ever down, the cost we have to pay the railroad company for their train sitting there not getting unloaded is massive. Okay. Yeah. So everything we have is redundant. So I was looking at 2 Greenland Tech heavy H65Ls and an H55L, which is slightly smaller. Mm-hmm. The 65Ls have to be on wide load type specialized escorted vehicles to be hauled into the site. The 55L will fit on a regular truck. Okay. So without needing, the extra stuff, but we need 2 of the 65Ls, but I could probably get them transported by boat to Jacksonville. And then it's like an hour drive over to the site. So it's not like trucking them all the way across the country. But the other one could just be trucked, because
that's good. That's good.
But anyways, that 432 kilowatt hour battery is going to have to be charged. Well, one of them is going to have to be charged almost 100%
all the time, right? I mean, like
so
power tools. Like if I'm using one battery, the other battery better be charging, right?
Yeah, we're going to have probably a 1 megawatt battery storage system available to keep those things filled and fill them directly, and then just take the power from the solar or the grid, whatever it needs to fill it back up.
No, it makes a ton of sense. It's really cool. I mean, it's a neat project.
And I wouldn't know how to do all this if it weren't for hanging out with Mike. So
good. I was going to say, I didn't do much with it, but I was exposed to, when I was at the power company, we had a coal plant, and the coal unloaders and things like that. That was an instant fix, because if the train started backing up, that was a very bad thing. Like you don't back up trains. So having something ready to go was important.
Slate Leak supposedly said the base slate is 25,000. I don't think that's unreasonable.
What did they originally come out? 20, or did they say 25?
I'm not sure. I mean, I knew it was under 30,000. I think their biggest fear is if Ford really does start putting out this sub 30,000. But Slate's in a good spot with that 2-door. I think there's going to be a market for. I think it's going to be a big market for that.
I hope so. At that price point, it's. I mean, it's like what the Chinese manufacturers done forever. Basically, it's all powered by your cell phone. All of the extra stuff, everything you want to do in there, all the electronics, coordinating, they're avoiding all of that cost, because it's all just plug your cell phone in. You have a supercomputer in your pocket. You use that for what you want to do.
So, you and I talk with a lot of skepticism about battery technologies, unless it's certain companies. Well, this one's GM. Okay.
I feel okay about that.
So,
I feel okay about
it. It's General Motors. Okay. So, we hear all this stuff about these game-changing batteries and all this and all this. But anyways, GM's battery breakthrough, an LMR chemistry. It's lithium manganese rich battery chemistry. It's as energy dense as NMC, but costs as little as LFP batteries. The new Battery Cell Development Center can develop 2,500 cells per day and will accelerate LMR to market by 1 year, targeting 28 deployment with $6,000 cost reductions per vehicle. If they're passing that to the consumer, that's a big deal. So for a Silverado EV, which is damn near $100,000, okay, LMR would preserve 400 plus mile range while bringing the price within reach of gas versions.
Wow. That's a big deal.
Using AI simulation and national lab scale computing power to speed development. It is amazing what AI is doing in manufacturing and other things, and the concepts people are bringing to market. When somebody tells me they don't use AI, they still think it's a fad. It's like, well, remember, people thought that about the internet too, and cell phones, and all these things, and it's like.
I have my skepticism with it still on some things, but boy, it does something really, really well. Just amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah, as somebody who has multiple AI subscriptions and uses them all, I technically, if you count Grammarly, I've got 4. Grammarly might be a little.
It's okay. It has its thing.
Yeah, but I use Gemini Pro, GenSpark, and Runnable, and they all serve different purposes for me.
Just in its use. I was so like my parents as an example of using like Google Lens and different things like that. Now it's just, we love it. It's great. We all use AI.
Well, I don't know, man. And I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people that really aren't as sophisticated as you think. I've been trying to figure out how to.
Any Google search, like you just said, it's AI. I mean, the first thing that pops up now is your AI answer.
Yeah. So what's funny is I have a Gemini account, and then Runnable uses Gemini as its back end, but it has superior uses that you can't get Gemini to do.
That you can't get Gemini to do.
Gemini won't do what Runnable will do. And I use it for like making websites, creating documents. It's interesting. I use it more for not for content creation, but for fixing documents, copying documents, filling in documents. And on the website side, oh my God, it's by far.
I'm curious about that. I might look, because I don't know. I think those are the uses of AI as a great start. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to format this. I don't want to go through. I don't want to write another paragraph about myself. Whatever these things are, just set it up for me, and then I'll go through and read it and adjust it the way I want to. Format it, put it where it needs to go. Give me the right sections. Give me the basic information, and then I'll go clean it up. But things like that, God, it's such a huge time saver. I mean, I know that's cliche, but God, it's wonderful.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous how much time I save using AI. I even had a case. So I use Claude as well, but I get free access to Claude through GenSpark. So my GenSpark account includes up to like 5 hours a day of Claude Opus 4.8 use.
Wow.
Okay. So
that's awesome.
Separate Claude account. So anyways, I was trying to evaluate a company for sale, and Claude could not read the PDF documents because most of the information was graphical. It was like all these pictures and stuff and graphs, and it couldn't pull down the stuff. But Runnable could. And Runnable did an assessment, and then I plugged Runnable's assessment into Claude. Yeah. And it was funny because Claude was like appreciating the extremely high quality of what the output had done that came from whatever aggregated it. And that's kind of funny. But like I said, Runnable's better at Gemini than Gemini is at Gemini.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, Yeah, it's just interesting how I've found some of these things. And I have other people say, hey, have you tried Abacus? Abacus is a little like GenSpark, but I don't think it's as good.
Mm-hmm.
And GenSpark has kind of taken all the best features of Claude and ChatGPT and made them available in their own program, but you could blow through your credits. This is one of the challenges with AI that most people know about. Usually when you just ask like something basic, it has it on either the standard version, and you have low credit versions and you have high credit versions. A lot of people go on that high credit version, and you can very easily, if you have a $20 account with one of the services, you could easily blow all of your credits for a month in a few hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah, do this, do that. Yeah, it's
when you're running it on the intentional thing. Yeah. Card catalogs ruining the world. Yeah.
That's funny.
Do you remember when the first Computer Shopper magazine used to come out? And it was like this thick. It was nothing but ads. I don't even think they put articles in Computer Shopper, but it was just like, it was almost phone book thick magazine that came out once a month. And it wasn't cheap. It was probably like $5, $6 to buy it. And it was something people subscribed to, but you could search all of these things and people would buy it, because if you were doing a lot of stuff with computers, you were constantly shopping for parts to build your PCs and stuff. This was more the 90s and early 2000s. Mm-hmm. Okay. But man, you had this thick book and you could buy it just about anywhere. But it was just funny because people would actually pay to see all of the aggregated advertising for computer parts for sale, because there wasn't another source for that.
There wasn't another source for that.
And it's crazy to think about what some of those trends were for a while. But yeah, card catalogs.
My mom was a librarian, so I got a soft spot for card catalogs. So
there you go.
I remember all that stuff.
Let's see. Oh, so the Netherlands has a collective legal claim. So as opposed to a class action, they're calling it a collective legal claim in the Netherlands against Tesla over Hardware 3 full self-driving promises has reached nearly 7,000 verified participants with backing from a law firm there in the Netherlands. And okay, so this claim is on Tesla's Hardware 3. So Hardware 3 was put into cars through 2023, kind of the middle of the year. Okay, because I've been looking for a Hardware 4 equipped used Tesla. Okay, and you can get them in a late end of production 23 and anything newer. And I'm not sure when. So they changed it now. Hardware 4 then went to AI 5 is what the latest one. So all the 2026 vehicles, and I'm pretty sure at least the 25 models of Cybertrucks all had AI 5. Okay. And there might have been some other vehicles, probably Model X, Model S probably had
the nice ones. Yeah.
But so this lawsuit is over Hardware 3. And I was looking as I've been comparing VINs, AI was telling me that Tesla may go back on all these Hardware 3s and replace all the cameras and all the computers in those Teslas.
So was it just like a bad batch kind of thing, or like, hey, was this
so
buggy or anything like that?
Is each tier in terms of hardware, computer power and camera power is almost a 5x increase per generation.
Gotcha.
Okay, so people that have the AI 5 talk about how ridiculously good it is. One of my friends bought a 23 Model 3 and he put full self-driving in it, and it says it has some issues sometimes. It's like I had told him to try to find a model that had Hardware 4.
Had the next package.
But now there's a talk that they may go back and redo all that. I mean, it probably costs Tesla like $1,000, $1,500 a vehicle to change all those things out. doing them in mass, they'll get them cheaper and all that. But still, they may.
But the deal is, if the new stuff's that much better, and it's like, hey, we have a brand, we want to do this. This one from even 2.5 years ago is not quite cutting mustard anymore. Like, let's just go fix it.
Yeah, they're just
replace the hardware.
Yeah, it's simply making them better for the full self-driving autonomous.
Yeah. Because I'm guessing that's what the Netherlands is suing them about.
Yeah,
you have these claims and you sold us these.
Because even on the $100 a month or $99 a month subscription, that's $1,200 a year.
Yeah,
for those people, it's paid for in a year's subscription anyway.
Exactly. There it goes. And the deal is, it just doesn't do what they said it was going to do.
Yeah. So apparently, it's just not as effective. The newer ones are clearly
better.
Clearly more effective. Anyways, all right, folks, that's all the time we've got today. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching, and I'll be back with Bill on Tuesday. Otherwise, folks, everybody have a great weekend. And once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.